Welcome to the Jerry Pitre Show, your go-to podcast for everything in the world of collectible cards and sports memorabilia. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, we dive deep into the stories, the history, and the trends shaping the market, from iconic rookie cards to rare sports artifacts. Join us as we explore the fascinating intersection of sports and collecting. Let's dig into the treasures that tell the story of legends. Episode 9 featuring Love What You Collect, Erica.
Hey everyone, I'm so happy to be here.
Erica's a longtime friend. We've gone
Yes.
to like 2 nationals
Yeah.
together. Great taste in collectibles of every type of collectibles. You know, Super glad to have her on the show, and I thought you'd make for a great conversation.
Yep. Super happy to be here. And I love your show,
So
by the way.
thank you, thank you. We're working hard, and we're getting great guests, and we're like, you're a great guest. So give us a brief little introduction about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Erica Massenberg. I'm born and raised in West Philadelphia. Um, I'm a collector of all sorts of wonderful, beautiful collectible items. Um, I love to travel. I love people. I love to talk. I love making our universe a better place day by day. Yeah, so that's kind of a little bit about me. Um, as far as the collectible world, I have been in it more over the last few years, more involved in terms of being more active in shows and just more socially talking to other collectors, which has been a journey.
Yeah. So what I like is Erica's taste. I mean, you're football, basketball, WNBA. I think I've seen you get into some TCG stuff. So I mean,
Yes,
you
yes,
know, like what is it, Funkos, and then everything else. I mean, as you
yes.
got your Star Wars card right there in the background. I mean,
Well, actually, that's a Whitney card.
oh, is that a Whitney? Let's
That's
go.
Whitney. Yep, Whitney Houston. But it's in the SGC slab, so I don't know. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
That's
thank
sick.
you. I appreciate it.
So, kind of what what got you into the hobby? Like, have you always been a collector? Did you get back into it as an adult, or did it just, tell us about how you got into it?
Um I collected as a kid in West Philly. My aunt got me into collecting sports cards in particular. So I collected with her. And then, I stopped for quite a while because you have to focus on other things that's more important than, than other things. So I recently got back into sports car collecting over the last few years as far as that. But I've always consistently collected other items such as artwork, originals, prints, books, enamel pens, like little, just like I'm gonna say something really cool. I didn't show nobody this, like this. Like I just like collecting. Can I curse?
Yes, of
I
course.
love I love collecting shit. You know. So this is
Okay. Okay, so for our audio listeners, what are you showing us right now?
this is supposed to be, looks like Princess Tiana, but it's actually Black Barbie dressed as Princess Tiana. And then you also could put something inside of it as well. It's just a little. Oh, it's a Barbie. Yeah, it's a little trinket from 2002. Oh my god, I didn't realize it was that old. See, like that,
Yeah.
that's like like things like that. I'm also show you something else. Also collect crystals. I just, you
Ooh,
know,
we're gonna have
I'm
to learn more about the crystals.
I'm a collector's collector.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And see, that's kind of, I like everything too. I
Yeah,
mean, I if I had a big house with a giant garage, it
yeah,
would be filled with art. It would be filled with just really cool stuff. Because I
agreed.
see pieces like that all the time, and I'm like, in 10 years, somebody else is going to think that's cool.
Yeah,
I get
ex-
it.
yep.
I get it. So, one of the things I like to ask people, like, are you a collector, an investor, a flipper? Like, where do you kind of fall?
Um, I would, I would definitely win if I was on Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune with this question because I'm a fucking collector.
Let's go. Let's go.
I love collecting. No offense, no shade to the investors and flippers. Do I sell cards from here time to time? Yeah, but it's more the shoot. I don't know if I'm cursing too much, but it's more of just kind of going with the flow. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
a stake in it in terms of like looking at it from a business perspective or even a side hustle perspective. When I'm doing that. So yeah, as far as sports cards, I'm on the collector's island, drinking some collector's Kool-Aid. But once upon a time, years back, I used to have a business. It was called My World Pieces. I used to sell artwork and different things from all around the world, and I used to sell a lot of artwork too. So, like, in terms of the business aspect of selling like collectible items or just even jewelry and stuff, which isn't as collectible, but so I had that mindset for certain avenues and certain things that just align with my mind, body, and spirit, and also align with what other people truly want and need. A piece like a bracelet or necklace is selling that is much different, or even a dream catcher. Selling that is much different to me than selling a sports card, in particular. No offense to sports cards, but
No, it makes sense. There's more love for the cardboard than
yeah, cardboard
the
is more
drink.
of a novelty. It's kind of like that when you go to Red Lobster that you want the extra biscuits. That's what the cards are. Those the extra biscuits. You really don't need those extra biscuits because you already got biscuits. You can survive with your meal and your biscuits already. So
No, you gotta
that's
get biscuits to go. Like,
yeah. Okay, the sports cards can be the biscuits to go.
no, I mean, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna limit my biscuits at the Red Lobster. What is it? The Garlic Bay? Yeah.
I know. I know.
Um. So okay, like, what's maybe like your most sentimental piece that you have?
A sports card or just collectible period?
Anything, anything. I mean, like, what draws your heartstring the most?
That's a great question. Uh, 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 I would say books. Books.
Do you have a favorite book, favorite series, favorite artist,
Not
or not
necessarily.
artist but writer?
Not necessarily a favorite. I have several favorites, but it's what's inside the books that is just it moves me. It moves me mentally, spiritually, and physically. Yeah. Yeah,
No,
it's
I
like
look.
bell hooks. Like I love bell hooks work. Iyanla Van Zant. Oh my God, I have books behind me. I have books to the side of me. You know, I have so
No,
many.
I listen. I think books are a super interesting play. I mean, I think it was like the first edition Harry Potter. What was it, like $2 million? I mean, it
Yeah.
was whatever the price was. I was probably wrong on the price, but it was a house. Like,
Yes. Especially
whole
for those Harry Potter ones. Those
yes,
are iconic. That's very iconic, in terms of just how it gravitated,
and
millions and
and
millions of
nobody
people.
would have ever really expected it. It
Exactly.
wasn't like that.
Yeah.
There is no prospecting with that. It's
No. Yeah.
but yeah, I like books. I think books are a super sneaky play that in a world right now where there is so little ownership of actual things, because most people have music subscriptions, movie
Yeah.
subscriptions. And I mean, I'm just an old man on my porch going, man, we had CDs back in the day. We had
Yeah.
DVDs. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, literally, like, we're going to a friend's house. I'm bringing this video game on a disc, this video game on a disc, and I brought two DVDs. My mom even said we got popcorn. Like, you felt like you were
Yes.
flexing. Like, oh, we got the salt. Like, yeah, I'm definitely for the physical ownership.
Agreed. I'm with it too. I still have a lot of my DVDs, cassettes, vinyls, you name it. I still trying to pare down. I've been paring down over the years in terms of being more intentional about my collection and things that I actually own with the physical touch. Um, but yeah, I still have it. I do. So I just can't seem to get rid of it. Um, yeah, I love
it
it.
it totally makes sense. I mean, honestly, like, obviously, nobody's saying we should be a hoarder, but like when you've got that physical information, you go, okay, hey, the power's out. You want to read a book about this,
Mm-hmm.
or this? Like it's, I don't know. I feel so bad for all the people with the Nook stuff like that, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yep.
Wi-Fi's out or your
Yep.
battery is dead. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. I fully agree. Yeah, you hit on something very interesting, like the hoarder topic versus collecting. That's always kind of like a seesaw,
oh,
you know.
listen, if you've never had a death pile, you're not a collectible
Yeah.
or a collector because you got, I'll have a pile and I'm like, oh, I really need to do something with that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't love it. It's there.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I totally agree. It's quite interesting, just management of your physical pieces is just, it's a lot. It's
So,
overwhelming.
so that's a great question. So, like, when deciding like to add something to the collection, like, what's your personal criteria?
It depends on for which collectible, or what I'm talking about.
Vinyls, cardboard, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
art. I mean,
Eh, art's a hard one for me because even though I don't have much wall space, I will make wall space even if I have to hang something at a friend's house type of thing,
yeah,
or even so artwork, I the artists see me coming, they're gonna see me going with buying some of the artwork. That's
I'm
me on
with
that.
it.
Sports cards, I'm kind of in a middle, kind of floating in the middle of the ocean right now with sports card in my collection and what I want to collect. Of course, I have my main staple of my collection of my older trading cards from the 1800s or early 1900s and things that I display within my museum that I run. Um, so those are solidified. They gonna go with me wherever I go. Now it's the other ones more of the so-so ones. Like I'll give you an example. I've been over the last few years I've been PC and Shannon Sharp for several reasons. And one of the reasons why I did enjoy at a point I really was digging the brother. And I was like, let me collect this stuff. And his stuff is so hard to get. So that kind of intrigues you as a collector or as someone chasing something. And you kind of go to rabbit hole. So now my perspective and alignment has changed a little bit. Also, I do need to pare down instead of having 8 boxes.
Well,
I
when
want
people
four
have
boxes.
wild lives, it's kind of easy to
Yeah, so it's
go.
kind of like it's a mixture of
Yeah.
like where I'm at with it. So that's why it's kind of like but I've been doing a very good job. Like I know I'm all over the place and talking, but I love to talk and I'm loving talking to y'all. But I will say this. I remember maybe about 2 years ago, 2, 3 years ago, and I would have people in the hobby I would talk to, the sports car hobby in particular, and they carry around those big cases. And like literally some people would be like, yeah, all my cards are in this case. And even the cards that they PC, like they would keep 2 rows for their PC and another two for their little,
Yeah.
flip. And so I used to be like, damn, that must be nice to have everything in one case. I used to say that all the time. And then when I'm talking to someone, even on the phone, we talking, and I'm sitting there with like boxes of shit, and I'm like, man, that would be so fucking nice. So, I've always had that in my head, and I'm like, damn, I would love to get to that point. I probably won't ever get to, especially with the collection that I have so far, won't fit in one case, 2 cases, maybe three, but that would be
Until you
good.
find somebody and they go, hey, I've got a Jordan auto or whatever. And you go, I think I can pare down some.
Well, me getting the Jordan auto.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like,
I don't. That's not me though. I'm not
okay,
that
okay. So what's
collector.
you? What's you?
I'm not that collector. A Jordan auto wouldn't move me. It wouldn't move me like that in that sense. Of
Okay.
course, you'll think about it. You might, my mind is spinning like to a certain degree because you're trying to figure shit out. But at the end of the day, that doesn't move the boat for me.
So
Moving
so
the boat
what
for me
what
is a,
what's the go for? Yeah, yeah. What's the go for? Yeah,
for
like
me.
yeah.
What moves the boat for me is more historical pieces.
Okay.
In terms of like the old trading cards that I collect from the 1800s. Like it's been several of them that have popped up online and different things, and I've talked to the owner and I told them like, hey, Some of these artifacts will get flagged, but I will really love this. I, honor these pieces and cherish them. I really would love them for my collection. And they be like, oh no, I'm putting it in an auction. Da, da, da. Next thing you know, it gets flagged. And I never see it again. So it's like
Yep.
pieces like that moves me. Like I remember I saw a piece online and I hit the owner up and I said, I have to have that for my PC. And they were in Jersey, and I said, you know what? And it was like an hour and a half drive. I said, I'm gonna drive out there. Me and my daughter in the tier, we drove out there, got the piece. We took pictures of it. We were so
Yeah,
proud.
no, I get it. Yeah.
So it's pieces like that move me. I know a lot of people, they dream of having a Michael Jordan, whatever, auto, what game rookie, whatever. But I don't. To me, the card itself doesn't really move me.
I like history too. I like
Yeah,
history too.
yeah,
One of
yeah.
my favorite pieces
Now, I will say
is
though,
historic.
yeah, I will say because to a certain degree, somebody might be sitting there saying, "Oh, she's full of shit," because if she had an opportunity to get that, and that's worth, say if it's worth $20, right? And if I could feed 5,000 people with $20, of course I need to think about that because that can actually help people to a certain degree or certain.
Yeah.
That's how So it's like in terms of like the mindset, the balance, and how you go about things, that little piece, that'll always be maybe a 5% portion of my head, like the realistic realities of the capitalistic society we live in,
Yeah.
how that can make your decisions sway, of course, but overall, I roll in the boat that I roll in.
No, I love the historic stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
first off, when you buy people that are dead, they're not doing anything to their reputation. They're literally, you remember the greats, the legends, the historic pieces, and it's like, yeah, they're not going to undo their lineage.
Yes.
So, since you've been in the hobby, kind of like what's some things that you've noticed? I mean, like changes as far as where you started versus where we're at now.
That's a great question. In terms of being like actively, socially active
Yeah,
online?
yeah, like trends and kind of what you've noticed, because I mean, when I first jumped into it, did nobody, not many people had the briefcase. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
like it's kind of in a spot now where every cool little kid comes up and they've got their Zion, and just like you said, yeah, this row over here is some PC stuff, and this is all my flip stuff. Oh, here's a $10,000 Josh Allen autograph, and you're just like, cool, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it wasn't always like that.
Yes. That's a great question. Of course, there are novelties of the ups and downs, how the current market is, who's blowing in the wind. You got that. But what I will say, and I think it's most important, that this hobby and like most other hobbies, including knitting, golfing, whatever, it's cored with people who actually love what they're doing within that hobby space. People who hate to go running, they're not typically gonna go running for fun. Or bowling. Like, who wants to lift up that heavy bowling ball and be all sweaty in a bowling alley? They probably rather go whatever. So the hobby, it's cored with people who collect, have been collecting, and will continue to collect and view it as collecting. But a lot of the swish swish in front of people's faces is the percentage of that social media, that trendiness, of whatever title the people want to be named. That gets thrown in the face and it gets covered. It's like a blanket covering it up, a whole bed. The collectors are the bed, but the blanket is the BS on top of the bed.
Yeah.
And that's been true to me, like straight through. Now it's up to the individual to pull that blanket off and say, move out the way. Stop trying to sell me a product. Stop trying to tell me what to buy. I want to
I
talk to the real collectors, just like the conversation we're having. I want, it's okay. You want to prospect on whatever. I'm not saying none of that, whatever. But at the end of the day, the hobby, whatever hobby, is rooted with true collectors of whatever it is.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, the people that I've seen kind of burn out really fast are those ones who are like, I'm here to make money. I don't care about anything, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, in a way, I am like that, where it's like, okay, I try not to have an emotional attachment to this because I am trying to operate as, business, this, that, like, okay, let's make this $5 bill 10, to 15 if I'm lucky, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not always like that. And if you don't have a collector's spirit, you don't even know how to purchase. You know what I mean? Because like I have a guy that I PC and I've almost built the whole rainbow. And it's like one of those things, like if somebody doesn't have that same drive to go, no, I'm going to build a rainbow still.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to have that longevity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I think it. Yeah.
Because when you get these people that it's like, oh, well, I watched the top 5 list and it said I need to buy this person. Oh my God, it said that I need to rip this box. It wasn't, oh, hey, I like this player. I'm going to rip this box. You know what I mean? Like it's different.
Yes, I would agree with that for the average person, the average collector, the average person thinking about jumping in. There is a certain lane for people who want to do it strictly as a business. It could, and it has been for people, and it can be a great business. And you might want to lean less of collecting, less of PC and people, and focus on a business, and then your mindset will just be focused on the other spectrum of it. I think when you have your feet in both seas or both pools, the temperatures is off. One pool might be a little warm, other pool might be scorching hot because of the sun. So I think that's kind of where it is. But you're right though. The average person it gets confused with just the confusion of it all.
We'll see. And like the guy that I PC, I was friends with his middle brother as we were growing up, and he went off to play professional baseball. And I was like, okay, no. If I'm going to build a rainbow on anybody, let me get this guy's fucking rookie auto.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, but that's not chasing the Josh Allen, the Mac Jones. I remember the day of people chasing like Wander Franco, stuff like that, and you're like, oof, that was a rough turn.
Yeah.
So okay, since you're a woman, kind of tell me like what's your perspective of you go to a show? Like, do you feel like a lot of vendors are receptive to that? Do you get like bad vibes? Like tell us how it is as a woman to hobby, because one of the things I always say is like I want to be the most mom friendly table. If I owned a shop, I would want to be the most mom friendly shop. Literally, if you can sell mom, you've got little Timmy all day.
Yes.
If they know that you treat people nice, kind, respectfully, it's way easier for that person to spend money with you.
I fully agree. How do I answer that question? So I will start off by saying this. It's
I mean, listen, hold on. You don't have to call any names, but like if you got vendors that are like rude, call it out, because listen.
Well, of course,
we need these people to know they need to go and say good morning to everybody. I don't care if it's like 9 a.m. and I'm VIP, like, ooh, let me look at your Pokemon cards. Like sip your coffee and say good morning. But I know they're rude to me sometimes, so I would hope that they would be kinder to a woman.
Of course, I've had those stories, and many women have those stories. But I was kind of going to start off with not a disclaimer, but just putting it out there that for the most part, when I go to shows now, it's more of the shows I've been going to and building rapport with people. So the people's table that I go to and interact with more than the others, they know me. And so once you build a rapport with people, they know what you're about. So that kind of fleshes out this shit. And also too, I try to build real good rapport with awesome people,
Yeah.
So when I go to shows now, I'm in that zone. If I can sit here and tell you, like the last few shows I've been going to have been great. I haven't had no issues, because I know who to mess with, who not to mess with. And I know when I do go to the table, if somebody starts looking down and not trying to look me in the eye or walking around pricing or asking me stupid ass fucking questions, I just walk the fuck away, So I know, but I'm already been there, done that, as other women who have not experienced it in the cycles of like going to multiple shows or just talking to different people from different perspectives, they may just have a total different experience, you know. But overall, it's not easy being a woman in the sports car hobby at all. 1,000% is not easy. um, it's it has moments of fun. Sorry, I feel like I'm stuffy because I'm a little stuffy, but I'm good. So I just want to apologize if I sound crazy. But you know, it's not easy at all. It's hella not easy being a African American woman in this space at all. It's hella not easy being you know, somebody from an inner city in this space at all. You know, I might be a fast, smooth talker. You know, people might whatever, but you know, I'm cool as shit. But that's regardless. But all these stereotypes get thrown in your face. You know, and treatment. But but over the last 2 years, I just really carved out a space where I'm intentional on which shows I go to, who I interact with. I've built an amazing group of genuine friends out of this sports car hobby, people that I talk to, text, you know, and I truly care about. And I would hang out with them any day of the week outside this hobby if we actually lived in the same state, in the same city, you know. So
I mean, honestly, that's
yeah,
one of the things I really love
yes,
about this hobby is like
yes,
you'll talk to people that like online. I mean, people I talk to like damn near every day,
yeah,
and then you see them that 1 or 2 times a year, and I walk up, give them a hug, and like, hey, bro, how
yeah.
you been? You know, how's your kids? How's your like,
Facts.
you know what I
Facts
mean? Like,
and it's all and also is on the flip side of it too, where you might be cool. I've been cool with people in the sports car hobby in particular, you know. I'm not talking about one person, I'm talking multiple. And then next thing you know, flip spin scripts, or you know, you see people's true colors and what you know, whatever. That's not that they're not the person you thought they were to be. But at the end of the day,
yeah,
you're glad that you able to see them for the true colors, you know. But so it's not all peaches and cream when it comes to that, you know. Most people when they talk like that. Oh, it's so great. Da, da, da. Yeah. Okay, there's a balance to it. It's good and bad and
yeah.
everything, you know, at the end of the day. But you know, yeah,
So you know, that's one of the things I've kind of seen offside from other dealers that I'm just like, you know, why are we being rude to the little girls? Why are we being rude? You know, I try to treat everybody who walks by my table, hey, first off, it's an opportunity to break bread. I'm not trying to turn down any money at all. Like, come hang
yeah,
out. Like, you know, let me show you a card game with your kids. All right, one of these is real, one of these is fake.
yeah,
These are two Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
and like the best part is when the kid knows the answer, and then you hand the same cards to mom, and mom goes, "I got no fucking clue. Like, I just
yeah,
spend the money, right?" And like the kid's like, oh, "Duh, mom, it's obviously this one." It's like, "Well, you've got a Pokemon expert. Here's a free prop." And you know, I've seen a lot of guys kind of like not be dickheads, but you know, at the same time, it's just like, bro, how are you married and treat somebody like you know what I mean? Like, hey,
agreed.
that's not your spouse. That's not your
I
spouse.
agree. I
You
agree,
know,
but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, if say somebody have their own business and they have 100 people interviewing for a job, 5 people out of those 100 people, 5 people stand out where their personal skills, they're just a great person, a hard worker, they get it, and they fit all these boxes. 5% out of that 100% fits that box. That's the same thing goes across for anything. Anything you go ask any manager across all these businesses, corporations, they have a select few people that really work their butts off or really get it or really personable and different things. Not everybody doesn't fit in that box. So that's the same thing when it comes to the sports hobby in particular, and when you're dealing with dealers. You know,
yeah,
people have to have that expectation. Like, you know, it's sadly it's rare that you actually have somebody who will genuinely ask you how you're doing. How are you? It's nice to meet you. Thank you for coming to my table. You have any questions today? Oh, I see you
yeah.
like that card. Okay, we can talk about that. Cool. I appreciate you coming to the table. If you have any questions, let me know. It was nice meeting you. That person didn't make a purchase, but I'm still treating them with fucking
Oh,
respect.
a hundred
Very few
percent.
people know how to do that, just in general. And I think to me, what gets me is that within hobbies, people are using their extra time to spend within a hobby and have some sense of enjoyment and escapism from the real life difficulties difficulties that we face. So when we in our hobby spaces and then we get treated like shit, or then we're not
it's a turn
basically
off.
being
No,
treated like
100%.
shit or whatever, that's when it ruffles the feathers. And people need to understand that, as dealers or whatever. But at the end of the day, being a dealer, you're your own fucking boss. For the most part, you might work under somebody if you work on whatever. But for the most part, people, your own boss. So you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. If you want to be the Grinch, you can be the Grinch. Hey, that's the way you go. But as a consumer, you need to promote who you want to promote. That's why I'm always anybody that I really fuck with or bang with, for the most, like, I'm going to promote them. They don't have to pay me one brown penny. I don't believe in that, really. Like, to be honest with you, not saying that I wouldn't take that, but at the end of the day, if I really bang with you, we need to support. We need to support this business because they give exceptional service. ABCD. I've also referred 5 other people, different kinds of people, and they've had the same exact experience. People need to hear that, and that's who we need to draw our business to. Because at the end of the day, if you don't share these stories, the good and bad, we don't know. So then we go dealing with a person, and then we're tripping over our feet because they sold us something 200% over comp, and it got a ding on the back.
Yeah.
That's somebody with zero integrity, or they could be an idiot. But I'm not here to bash on a person like that, because sometimes there's a small percent of person might not know. But at the end of the day, as a consumer within a hobby space, you just got to be very careful of when you're walking on the sidewalk. Because a lot of cracks, there's a lot of times you can fall walking on the sidewalk, but you got to be careful. And it's your job to keep your head up and keep your head on a swivel at all times.
Okay, so to lighten up the mood, I like to ask this question: stickers on top or not?
On top of where?
For the cards, your walking tables, stickers on top or not?
What? I meant to give you a clap because that was a great segue.
I'm telling you, but hold on. This is a controversial topic. I've literally had dealers reach out to me and they go, "I have 10,000 fucking cards. You think I'm pricing everything? You're fucking crazy." And then I got guys like me where it's like, "Bro, I'm a table. My shit's priced." You know what I mean? Like, so as a consumer,
yes.
What do you think?
That's a great question. As a consumer, it's nice when things are priced with the sticker on there. Of course, that's what you would like to be, But if it's not on there, it's not a deal breaker for me. As long as the dealer is accessible and and it makes sense. But probably, I don't know.
Give me an opinion. I mean, if you're walking by the table, I feel like it makes it look better. Like,
sometimes it don't, because it can take away from the card. Like, it depends on the person. Like me, I'm big on aesthetic, and just I'm easy. Things is easy on the eye, so I'm like, okay, like I don't know. I'm not a big sticker person, period, because people. I'm not going to jump on this. Okay, you know what I am? I'm gonna jump on this because I don't want to say I collect Funkos, but I do collect very few. When you go into certain stores, they got the sticker on them, and then you can't peel the sticker off the plastic, and when you do, it ruins in it. And I'm collecting it. So
I can teach you how to fix that.
Okay, thank you. But I shouldn't even have to go through that. I know that's not the same issue when it comes to cards because the sticker's not actually on the card. But when you first look at a card, or for me, I'm looking at the card. If I see a sticker on it, I'm looking at the card and the sticker. It is a slight difference. Is it? Hey, things could be worse in my day. I could have fell on a tree. So I'm not going to complain about the sticker on the card.
So I do understand the Funko thing though, because I've literally seen that before, and I'm like, what are you thinking? But if you got a hairdryer at the house, no joke, turn it on low and kind of go over it, and it'll literally kind of like turn like purple black, and you just peel it right up. Yep. Yeah, because in the video game world, it's the same issue. They have those old like sticker or price gun. And it's like 30 years old on there, and you're like, "Oh, bro, this is going to leave the worst adhesive thing."
Yes.
You just heat that thing up with a hairdryer on low, kind of far away, like, hit it real fast, let it heat up, change color, peel it right off.
Really?
Yeah. I still might finish it with just a little bit of like alcohol, just because I want to not have a sticky spot. But yeah, I tell you,
but it's going to be a shadow of it though. And regardless, when you take a sticker off something, well, this is not sports cards, but just other collectible items may fall in the category. When you take a sticker off of something, it's going to have that shadow outprint of the sticker.
You're not wrong, yeah,
and
that
collector,
bothers
if somebody
me.
pays attention to that, I see the shadow.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I've noticed that before too on video games, and I'm like, I almost like it better when they keep the price tag on it, and they're like, bro, somebody paid $10 for this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you're like, this is a very nice Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, this is neat. Now let me hand this back to you. He's like, oh, I've got 10 more. You're just like, Jesus. But yeah, you know, I honestly like the old price stickers on it. But yeah, I very much, I think the stickers on top, just the way I'd use it is like if I walk up to your table and you are busy, I can kind of price some stuff and go, okay, is this person crazy or not? If you're $5 more, we're at a show. I'm going to stand and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
When you're $200 over and I'm sitting there going, no, man, the last three on eBay were $80. Like,
yeah,
I can't do 500. You know what I mean? You're like, no, but this one's going to grade a 10. Yeah, but it's not graded.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So do you have any tools that you use to price stuff? Like, what do you do when you walk up to something that you like?
In terms of pricing?
Yeah. As terms of a consumer, you just go straight sticker? Do you care? Like, do you? Because
it depends. It depends. To be honest with you, it depends. Like typically, I do go to repeat dealers, so I know if that dealer, if they price it, like they pretty much on point. I already know.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like I know if they even go under, if they go over, or you know. But people I don't know, I'll look. It depends on what it is, but I'll look it up per se, you know, online somewhere and to see where it's kind of filtered for.
Are you using a program like a card ladder or anything? Or are you doing just eBay, or what are you doing? Like so this show's really for like the novice. Like, what do you do? What's your favorite kind of tactic?
What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
I go on eBay, unfortunately, but I will say this: card ladder is great though. I have used it. I don't buy a lot in person and all that stuff. Like you know, I haven't really been buying a lot. Period over the last year. So, you know, but I will. But if I was going to be buying, you know, 20 cards per month on average, I would definitely, you know, use a program. Card ladder would be my preferred program. You know, not only is it a great service, but it's an incredible people behind it. You know, built ground up with integrity, with purpose and passion. You know, about the product and about the consumer. You know, so it fits all the boxes for me. So yeah. So if somebody asks me in general what to use, start off with eBay. Yeah, start off with eBay. That's easy. You got to get your feet wet to send a third. You know, 130point.com, whatever, you know, whatever. But card ladder, that should be the staple if you really trying to do more transactional, you know, things like that.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I try to teach people is just eBay. Look at completed sales. If it's got the line through it, that's when you use the 130 point.
Yeah.
Both of those are free.
Yeah.
And then, like she said, once you begin being very transactional, that's when a service, something probably is going to benefit you more. But yeah, for just the occasional buying, and like you said, as long as you're with vendors that you trust, that makes sense.
Exactly.
And I try to build that reputation with like everybody I do business with on both sides. Cause like I had a guy, you know, next time I saw him, he goes, oh, hey bro, like that thing you bought off me, like, you know, 3 months ago, he goes, this is the price of that. And I was like, ooh, cause we couldn't find one. And I paid him this amount and it went for this amount. So I said, hey bro, broke off and paid a little bit more because it's like I want to continue to do business down the road with that individual. You know what I mean?
I understand that. I did that.
And you know, because I'm all about, you know, in this hobby, I do notice a lot of like not negative vibes, but like if you eat, I can't eat, and like it's so much bigger than that. Literally, there's enough for you, me, him, her, wherever you're at. There's plenty on the plate. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
feel like I don't know. I feel like the hobby's in a good spot. What do you feel? Like as a consumer,
Um,
as a pure collector, does it feel doom and gloom? Does it feel good?
it, I was going to say, the sports car hobby is very interesting in terms of hobbies in particular because you do have a lot of people who do this, as a main source of income for themselves. So with that being said, and the type of business it is, you have to kind of have that, you know, that tiger lion and you like I'm gonna eat you today, like because I gotta eat.
Yeah,
So like so, and then then you might have people in the middle, and then you have people who just collectors. So it's just a mix of just different scenarios. So it doesn't always mix well. Sometimes it's fine, when it's the tiger going against the other tiger or the baby tiger. But if the tiger going against the sheep, that's not a fair fight in terms of
yeah,
just the interactional of it. Right now, it's November 2024 in terms of the hobby. I think the hobby's fine. Like I don't know if I have enough information to say yay or nay because I haven't been keeping up with it per se as much because like I told you I've been very intentional on just everything within the space. But um it's cool. I think it's going to keep reverting back to collectors in terms of it
long
being
term
shown
value.
socially, because because it's always spaces, you always want to have what we have or whatever, but what's shown, this is the problem people got to understand. It's what we see on social media, on YouTube, on the news, and all of that stuff is always just driven by just the capitalistic um animal within.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
it.
listen, you're not wrong. Like
So
you've
it's
got to
not the
buy this
opposite.
week's product so you can check, this week's hottest name, and then next week and over and over. Yeah, because I very much say often like, hey, you should just buy singles. Like you're going to do better just to spend the money and go,
Yeah,
hey, I specifically want this item.
yeah,
Bam.
yeah. I would agree with that. I definitely tell people, to buy singles. Um, you know, yeah, I do. I do. I honestly, I don't. If somebody's not already in this space, I don't really encourage much of anything because you just don't know what kind of demons people have inside of them. In terms of if they want to stay away from addiction and gambling, period, the
Yeah.
sports car hobby might not be a good space for them. So,
No, I mean you're not wrong. You're not
or
wrong.
or if they're trying to go get their master's degree, like they might not have 5 hours a week to bullshit around on social media and listening
Yeah.
to BS. They might need to be studying. Like that's what I mean. Like you just don't know. Like so that's why well, I talk to people who, of course, I talk to a lot of people who aren't in a hobby, and most people they don't really give two shits about it. But I think that's the majority of people in terms of numbers. The hobby's very small and niche, just like any other types of hobbies, and that's what it's supposed to be to a certain degree, because
Yeah.
everybody likes different things, So
Um okay, so kind of like if you were going, so you had mentioned historic pieces, right?
yes,
Okay, do you have like a number one historic piece that you're like chasing?
no, because I don't chase the cards that I had the cards
Well,
that are
even like a moment in time, because I've even seen like autographed newspapers. I've seen like really cool, like I like history stuff.
yeah,
I'm such a history nerd. Like that's we could sit and chop it up about history all day.
yes,
Like love
yes.
that.
No, I don't have a piece that I'm chasing because I can't chase. I can't. I learned this I learned this the hard way. I did. I can't. In terms of my collection, I cannot chase it. It just doesn't happen. If it
Okay.
appears, if it appears, then I should wait and see what is in front of me, and then see, details that is in a third.
Yeah.
But I can't. I can't. The type of pieces that I collect, no. If you're talking about pieces that's over 100 years old and sitting in Susie Ann's binder or attic, or her what's that, curio, is sitting in her curio that she's been collecting for 60 plus years. So to be looking for some of these
You mean
things,
it was in that back of that drawer that was locked on her desk that hadn't opened up since, like,
well, you know what,
I mean? Like,
some of these pieces are in there, yes, but the people I've reverted across who have been collecting these things for decades, they don't have it in the back of the drawer. They, of course, they're not displayed, but they have them somewhere where they can get to it and they look through it.
That's interesting.
But they just realize that hey, let me sell it, try to make some money, because I don't have anybody to pass it down to that's going to appreciate this. Because the pieces that I collect is it's some tough stuff. It's some tough stuff.
That's fun. I love the history stuff. You have a favorite artist that we need to look out for? Like
I don't have necessarily a favorite artist. Not per se.
So on the art, are you like a watercolor, oils? What do you like?
Honestly, it doesn't. I can do was acrylic, oils, what it doesn't matter. I'm not much. I do have watercolor actually behind me, but when it comes to art, none of that matters to me. It doesn't matter to me. When I see something, it speaks to my soul. It does. It's not speaking to E, and some people who call me E. It's not saying, "Hey E, oh you like me as a painting? Oh, I know you see me into this bright light." No, it's not talking to my head. It's talking to my soul. Then my soul talks to my head. It says, "Buy this shit. Buy this shit."
We call that the Spidey sense. Yeah, everybody's got one.
Hey, and
Listen,
I say, okay, so we're gonna get it. Then we're gonna go get some soul food after this.
Listen, I was in Dallas with Amani, and we walked across. It's Magic the Gathering, and it's called the Black Lotus, which is like the big deal of Magic the Gathering, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was so dirt cheap. I literally stopped at the table. I was like, "Bro, I almost want to say we should just split this thing."
Yeah.
And just go take it straight to Beckett, let them grade it, immediate, and then turn right around, take it right back onto the show floor and flip it. And it was funny. We were watching one that was on the auctions on one of these auction your own ways we did. And he's like, "Holy crap, that's that same card." I said, "Yeah, bro." Like, and it was like a 6. And it was like, he's like, "Oh my God, that was way higher than what we were looking at." And like, so I totally get that Spidey sense. It's like your heart goes to your brain. It's like, do it. Just do it. Jump. No. You got the parachute. You're good. Just jump. Yeah. So I get it. But I've definitely had to take a lot of, some lessons. I've definitely purchased some stuff before and been like, shouldn't have done that one. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sitting there like, my mom would be so ashamed of me. They're like, "What'd you do this weekend, Mom?" You just don't even want to know. We're going to work a double shift. We'll make it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so what role does, you've only done card shows. Have you done a convention yet? Like a Collecticon yet?
I've attended a Collecticon and helped some friends out, yes.
Okay. So what role do you think that plays as far, in a world where everybody has Whatnot, eBay, Macari, why should somebody go to a card show?
A card show or a Collecticon?
Either or.
Someone should go to a sports card show to pick up some cards that they're looking for their collection. Point blank. Period. I don't see any other reason really to go. Go to a Collecticon. You can pick up sports cards, apparel, comics. The list goes on. So it's probably at least 15, 20 different items you can pick up at a collector-con, which typically those items that you're looking for or interested in are going to be there. Also, the entertainment. It's all pretty awesome, and not even just on the stage entertainment. I'm talking about the entertainment of the people there with you. Yeah, so I understand. I get after going and attending it. I get why people go every year. It's that one day or one weekend of the year you're able to be that inner character within you.
So if you were only going to get one a year and you were a mom talking to another mom on
Yes,
the other end, which would you suggest? Taking little Billy to the card show or to Collecticon?
it depends on what little Billy's interests are in. To be honest with
We,
you,
we've
but
got little Billy, and it doesn't matter.
okay,
He's a
but
kid.
listen,
You know what I mean?
but because at the end of the day, little Billy, he the
We're going to convert him to the dark side. He's getting a Charizard one way or the other.
but I get what you're saying, but the question is it totally depends because Billy could be a 3-sport athlete. And the athlete is all he thinks about. So even taking him
Yeah.
to Collecticon, he'll be bored out of his mind and think a bunch of weirdos walking around. Or the flip side, Billy hates sports, or he likes sports. He plays one sport, but he really loves playing Pokemon and watching Hoop Days and watching anime and drawing. So you might think so. That's why I said it just totally depends. But if I just like you asked me that question, if I had to answer it, I would lean more towards Collecticon because it's like a box of crayons. Sports Card Show might be the 8-pack that you get at the Dollar Tree, right? No. Collecticon is that 64-pack of crayons with the sharpener in the back.
Yeah.
Sharp. That's Collecticon. So I'd rather have more exposure and just the differentness and awesomeness and this cool and because at the end of the day, it's more likely of a spark might appear within the child by attending a Collecticon than a sports card show. Sports card show, at the end of the day, if you play a sport, going to a sports card show is not going to make you necessarily a better athlete or or I don't, maybe a better collector or better talker or whatever. But attending a Collecticon could, inspire you to start drawing. It could inspire you to start making your own apparel, sewing. It's just different avenues that just the exposure there that could just be piqued within your interest of an interest. Talking about anime, it's all types of anime, all types. So that's why it's a 64 box of crayons with the sharpener.
No, I'm with it. So okay, you do have a little girl.
Yes.
If you were taking her to one a year, which would she prefer?
Collecticon, for sure. She has not been. She's been a card show, so she likes card shows. But Collecticon is just like I said, just a totally different animal. And I just think, especially kids, I'm big on exposing them to different things to pique interest within themselves and talents, and like nurturing that, and just you can't let schools only can do so much, and so.
No, I agree. So, what does she think of your collecting? Is she into it? Is she like, Mom, stop? My friends are around. What's the vibes?
Well, I am her friend. It's like no. Well, I that's a joke, but no, seriously, we have a very good bond, and we do a lot together. So we travel and stuff together. So that's my road dog. She's 9, but we literally did 6 countries in Europe in a month last year together and enjoyed every second of it. So we rock together. But yeah, she enjoys it. Like, say if there's a sports card show going on or like a kids trade night, and I wasn't there to take her, she would still have an interest in going. It wouldn't be like, oh, I gotta go. Like, she'll be like, all right, cool. Like she can jiggy with it. It's not to a point where she's like shaking to wake me up and say, hey, I gotta go to a card show today. No, hey, no, she wanna play Roblox. I keep saying Robux, but she keeps saying, oh, you're saying it wrong. I said, no, I don't know what I'm saying. At this point, let's play The Sims. Let's just play The Sims 2, okay? I still got the CD of that too, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
You should
Sims
grade it.
1. Sims
You
1.
should grade it. Oh my God.
Sims
Yeah.
1. Remember the shower keep breaking? And I'm like, oh, there's water on the floor. Mop it up. I love The Sims. But The Sims just takes too much time. And it's like you can not sit there. Oh, I know, so sidebar. And whoever doesn't know who the Sims game is, you're missing out on life. But when you play The Sims, you cannot sit there and say, I'm gonna play The Sims for 20 minutes. No, it's more about 2 to 4 hours The Sims play.
So, okay. Would you like to okay, like you mentioned a few things that we've kind of seen people do wrong. Give me some right. Like, what are some people, doing right that we should really promote in the hobby to make the hobby grow in a positive way?
More genuine. I'm gonna say this again. More genuine. I'm gonna say one more time. More genuine conversations like we're having. To be very, very frank. Very frank. That the genuineness needs to be number one. You know. I understand, people have to make a living and they do different things and all that stuff, but it's just a lot of like shit just gets thrown in the air when things just need to be behind a motive. So things without a motive, that'll be my number one thing. I started my museum exhibit because I believe my collection has to be shown to other people. It would be selfish of me to just keep that for me and Atiri to look at. Like, seriously, it's just beautiful pieces. It's
So,
just
so talk about the dream on that.
historic pieces. So I told you, like I collect trade cards from the 1800s and the early 1900s based on African American history. Trade cards which turned into sports cards. Trade cards were advertisements for businesses, and they depicted different things, mostly bad, some were neutral, but especially my African American heritage, ancestors, weren't depicted in a nice way at all on these trade cards. But at the end of the day, over 100 years later, we're still being tossed around on auction blocks online, just correlations to it that people just need to understand the history. And I just try to like kind of tie things together in this show. Like at the end of the day, people, mistakes are being made, and they continue to, but doing better is what we need to do. That's what we need to do. We need to know the history. Okay, cool. That was fucked up. Hell yeah. All right. Oh, this system is broke. Oh, we need a new system. Oh, yes. You can't fix a broken system. The system is built to be that system. It's working just how it's built. Break it, move on. So I'm big on alternative education, especially for the youth. So I love museums, and I've always wanted to like do my own museum exhibits and stuff, and I just decided to do it. I invested completely in myself. I'm independent with it. I've done it here in Pennsylvania and Delaware as a traveling exhibit. I'm looking to maybe even get it in an actual brick and mortar museum. I'm working on other things around it to just be bigger than me. I just believe that storytelling through cards, I'll say in particular, can be a powerful thing. So I'm just, tapping into my inner creativity, and my soul is just guiding me through.
That's so sick. That's so sick. So how many, you said you've been at the Philly and where?
In Delaware as well.
Okay. That's so
Yes.
sick.
Yes.
That's so sick.
So it's pretty dope, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like my last show that I did, I was very intentional about not selling cards. Like a friend of mine, she helped me out. She ran like the trivia station, did trivia on Black history. If you got it right, you got a free card. Like I'm not here to, ain't no capitalistic shit going on in here in terms of taking people's money when they're here to appreciate and learn or even teach. Like that's the gist of it. Just authentication, or whatever that word is.
So where's your next spot going to be at? So if we wanted to show up and we wanted to go to the museum,
good
where do we
question.
need
I
to
don't
go?
have anything planned right now. I don't have anything planned. Like I told you, Sister over here is independent. So, you know, I got to figure it out. You know, independent, like I literally pay for the space. I literally pay the whole 9 yards. So out of my pocket. So, you know, I got to figure that out in terms of what's going to happen. Also, too, I also look at like a security aspect of it too. You know,
That
that's a
was going to
huge,
be my next
that's a huge
question
thing.
is, you know, that would be, if you got cool enough pieces.
Yeah, that's a huge thing for me. You know, my pieces may not necessarily be something that somebody could say, okay, it's worth this amount, but you know, because of whatever.
There's not
But these
replaceable though.
they're not replaceable, which is even more valuable. That's the thing. That's the thing. Yes. So that's kind of why I've been like slow rolling a little bit lately, because I've been looking at more VR, and that's why I was looking at actually getting the maybe museums itself, because they have the built-in security and all that, you know. So it's just a lot more that's going to go into it, but I'm just really
We
excited.
got to get you out to Huntsville. Like, we
Yeah, I
have
would
so
love
many
to come
cool
down and do a
museums
show.
out here, and I'm
I
like
would
literally like this would so fit.
I
Like,
would love to. I would love to. I would love to. I'm willing to go anywhere in the world that just wants to see the collection. Seriously, just wants to see it. It's a beautiful.
have you ever thought about doing a book of it? Because like that's some of my favorite books is like the photography books where it's like the artist
Yeah.
like
Not I'm not a book of it, but I'm going to do a book more about my feelings about collecting and different things like that, because I can't necessarily put the cards in the book because I don't own the rights to, you know, the cards and all of that jazz. I don't know how that works because I've actually seen some of these cards in some books, so I don't know how that works. But you know, I don't know. Maybe I think if I were to do a book on it, that would have to be maybe 15 to 20 years down the line to really display the impact that has made on people seeing the collection over the course of years.
that's so sick.
Thank
That's
you.
so sick. I want the VR one though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That would be so fucking gas. That would be so gas. I think VR is really, it's not here 100% yet, but like
Yep.
that's that's the next step.
Yes.
That's so sick. So where can we find you online?
Yes. You can find me online. My collecting Instagram and YouTube is Love What You Collect. So I'm on YouTube and Instagram under Love What You Collect. Um, if you want to follow me personally, you dig the girl. I'm Erica the Future, DA Future, Erica the Future. You know, also venturing out and doing Erica Tech Travel for my travel um experiences, and working on a book and you know all of that jazz and different things with that. But yeah, so I just got to keep it a little bit separate just to kind of keep it toward the target group.
Yeah, I think Erica's got a great collection. She puts out good content. She's fun. Like anybody, if you see Erica at a show, you need to come up. She's a good time. She's
Yes.
hilarious.
Yes. I had so much fun. Thank you for having me. I would love to come back and chat with you as well.
Anytime, anytime. So listen, everybody, just remember this is the Jerry Pitre Show, and this is your go-to podcast for everything in the world of collectibles and sports memorabilia. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Go give her a follow. We're gonna twist her arm till she gets YouTube going.
Yes. It's up. It's up. Just gotta follow me. Yeah.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
all
Level you
you've got
collect.
the link to.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yes.
All right, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.